Alright guys, welcome to our preview and predictions for WWE SummerSlam, which takes place this Sunday live on the WWE Network. Elle, are you ready for the biggest event of the summer?
I'm cool for the summer.
I'm boiling hot for the summer because I'm stuck in New York. It is absolutely boiling.
Oh yeah, don't rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it in. I've been terrified for coming here.
Yeah, well, you get to go to SummerSlam. We all get to watch it on the network, so...
I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm actually going to SummerSlam. It's going to be so amazing. The Undertaker come out. I can't believe he's actually come back for a match, and I'm actually going. It is unreal. It'll be my first pay-per-view as well.
All right, calm down. Some of us have to watch him through a screen.
Well, I'm sure he'll look great on the screen as well.
So it's not the point.
It's not the point, but just think you'll have a nice view of him on the screen. I'll probably be in the back row, trying to struggle to see.
With sweaty people surrounding you.
Yeah, I'll be one of them. I'm telling you, it's so hot. Even the wind's hot. It's so weird. Anyway, before we get to SummerSlam then, let's talk last month where we had Battleground, because 178 people submitted predictions, and 2 people actually managed to get a perfect score of 6 out of 6. So congratulations to JM915 and Michael Carr on your perfect scores. And also, a big congratulations to UL, as not only did you beat me yet again, you actually came 3rd in the predictions with 5 correct results compared to my 4.
Yeah, you sound surprised. I did warn you that I was going to beat you.
Well, after the first month, I wasn't too surprised because you've kind of set that standard now. You've set the bar I've got to try and reach.
I'm pretty sure the 2 who beat me as well, it's probably rigged out. Probably the people who read the cheat sheet things online.
Well, they probably work for creative, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just say I won.
Well, maybe not. We'll not just say that just yet. We'll give them credit. Give them the benefit of the doubt. How do you think you'll fare this time? Because we've got 10 matches to predict in this card.
Well, considering I've won everyone so far, I think I'm going to win. It's although, to be fair, the baddies seem to get beaten by the goodies at SummerSlam, so you might have some chance.
I think it could be a case of that. It's always trying to send the crowd really happy, send them home happy.
Yeah.
And SummerSlam's the event they tend to do that. WrestleMania they do as well, but then they kind of throw in a few curveballs. So SummerSlam is kind of the happy event, I guess.
Yeah, it's the sympathy win basically.
Yeah. So we'll have all the heroes, the actual heroes with Stephen Amell there.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, he is the Arrow. Anyway, right, first match. Let's get on to it. We've got the incredible matchup of Randy Orton taking on Sheamus in yet another rematch. So these two actually had a match again last month at Battleground, and I think that one was won by Randy Orton.
I can't even remember, so that says an awful lot.
Has it been instantly forgettable?
Yeah, kind of like the whole entire feud. I'm sick of it.
It's gone on for so long and it's gone nowhere. That's the big thing. It's kind of killed Sheamus since he come back as well, because it's done nothing really for the two of them. I'm just kind of hoping Sheamus moves on from this and kind of cashes in at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's the only thing, it kind of is holding Sheamus back. Orton's lost. We said this last time. He's not at the top, he's not at the bottom. He's just, floating around, picking random fights. And he's kind of, holding Sheamus back. Sheamus should be, winning feuds, and with him having the money in the bank, he should be, kind of tempering on the top.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Even some of the things he does, his promos, he seems to forget his lines quite a lot. And then the match that he had on Raw, he went to RKO Owens, and it was supposed to be reversed, but he must have forgot, because Owens had to try and stay standing up when he tried to RKO him, and then push him off to Sheamus to RKO him. So it was a really awkward moment.
I couldn't tell if that was a botch or I couldn't tell, but now you've said that, I think I was probably right.
I think it was. I think he forgot it was supposed to get reversed, and he's kind of jumped to do the full on RKO, and Owens has had to try and catch him and still push him off, as Owens is Orton's pretty much on his arse at that point. So it was really weird. He totally botched it.
The only thing is with Orton, he pulls off these amazing RKOs, but he does tend to mess up quite a bit. If you watch properly, it seems to happen an awful lot lately.
He does. That is the one sort of saving grace from him. The RKOs out of nowhere just look absolutely amazing. And even if you sit through a really like quite boring match, and then you get like a special ending where it does look amazing, it kind of pays for it. But
Yeah.
I don't know, overall, I just prefer someone that's like someone like Cesaro, where it's kind of all new and we're getting like spectacular moves as well as like a good match at the same time. So
yeah, I totally agree. Like I said before, I think it's kind of getting to the stage where Orton's time might be up. He can't really find his place, and he needs to change if he wants to stick around.
yeah, he totally does. He needs to change up his gimmick and just do something a bit different. But I definitely agree. I think he's kind of holding Sheamus back. I would say probably Sheamus will probably win this one though. Like after losing last month.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Orton's cost him well, to be fair, Sheamus cost Randy Orton the title, and then Randy Orton cost Sheamus the cash-in. So I kind of feel like Sheamus probably should win this one so that he can leave this feud behind.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So we're going to see eye to eye on this first prediction.
Yeah, you always like to copy me on like the first few.
What do you mean? I've just said Sheamus first. You totally copied me.
Yeah, but you could tell where I was going, so it doesn't count.
Oh, of course. I'll make sure I like let you know who I'm going to predict for this next match, because in the next match we've actually got the Intercontinental Championship on the line. So we've got Ryback, Big Show, and The Miz, and straight away I'm going to say Ryback's going to retain this.
This match is going to be like the one of the century, and it's going to be like, oh.
Well, this is why I've come to SummerSlam, so I can see this match in person.
Yeah, I think didn't this one happen like a few pay-per-views ago?
Well, it was supposed to happen at Battleground, but then Ryback got his staph infection and he was out.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I think we've got Big Show and Miz. And it's kind of only just come around to this now. So it's been kind of on the cards for quite a while, but we're only actually just getting it now because of Ryback being out for so long and then making his return on Raw. So I don't know, because he's only just come back, I don't see him dropping the title. I think they'll try and pick up where he left off. And even though I'm not a big fan of Ryback, I think he must be doing something right, because he is getting like a decent reaction now.
I still find him boring.
Well, I find him boring as well, but I don't know, people seem to be into him, and like whenever I question him, like there's people jump to his defence.
Yeah, he does have these hardcore fans. So he must be doing something right, but I'm just not catching on to it, wherever the hell that is.
I think I'm in the same boat as you. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it's like new for like some people, but I've kind of seen like Ryback come through as like, well, not Ryback, but like other people come through as like an unstoppable force like Ryback was, and nothing like about him is like really fresh to me.
No, it's not to me either. He's really stale.
Yeah, I think I'd probably agree with that. That's probably the word to describe it.
Probably like his One Piece, I bet that's pretty stale.
But would you prefer to see any of the other competitors actually win the title? Because Miz has had it quite a few times.
I don't know. I think Miz on the microphone alone is amazing. Well, awesome. And especially like with him having Tough Enough, I kind of feel like it'd be like the right time to maybe, if you're going to pass the title on, to give it to the Miz, because we all know Miz can do like awesome things with the title. I think he could go a lot further than what Ryback could.
I think so. I think Ryback, when he got the title, I think it was more just a case to see where it goes with him and if it would help him sort of progress anymore. But obviously, like the injury kind of really like hampered that.
Yeah, the only place he went was the hospital.
Exactly. So like at least with the Miz, I see where you come from. I think like he's more than like total package where you can wrestle and you can work the mic as well. So I'm sure it'd be a lot more interesting than the kind of Ryback feuds. I'd prefer to see the Miz, but he just seems to keep getting knocked out. That's all he's there for.
Yeah, which kind of makes me think he could win even more. Maybe there'll be like this swerve, or they could go for the Big Show.
I don't know.
I can't even work out if Big Show's heel or a face at the minute.
I don't know. Everyone's just like shouting, "Please retire!" Like they don't care if he's heel or face anymore. They've seen enough of it.
Oh, he has to plug this new movie that looks also thrilling.
I didn't even know he was in a movie.
I think it's called Vengeance or something like that.
Oh well, I'll have to make sure I get tickets for that.
It's probably one of those ones that goes straight to DVD.
Oh well, I'll make sure I get the pre-order the DVD for that. So, are you going to go Ryback with this, or are you going to go Miz?
I'm going to go with a Miz.
Cool. Well, we'll see differently on this one. The next match we'll have is a tag team match. So we've got Bray Wyatt teaming back up with Luke Harper to kind of reunite the Wyatt family. and they're going up against a mini Shield in Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. So with this match, like everything that we've seen last time between the Wyatts and the Shield last year, they put on some incredible 6-man tag team matches. So I'm kind of hoping we get the same kind of thing, but I don't think the build to it has been as good as what we've seen last year. And without sort of the full like Shield against the full Wyatt family, I don't know if it'll be the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's kind of like missing the elements that it had last time, maybe because it was like fresh and both teams are fairly new. I don't know. This is like, it's like flat.
It is. It's quite flat. It's just, it's kind of been like a lot of the stuff that's happened with Bray Wyatt. Like he's gone from feud to feud and nothing's really been spectacular. It's just kind of like past the time. And I kind of fear that this will be the same thing. But at the same time, I do kind of think this is the best case for Bray. Like having him back in the family is probably where he works the best. And hopefully with this, they can kind of bring in Eric Rowan once he returns from his injury and maybe sort of like expand the family. I think that'd be like something interesting and a bit different. And it sort of keeps Bray in the spotlight at the same time instead of having these feuds where he just goes from one person to the next.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He's definitely better off with the family. I can't quite work out why they decided to split them up in the first place. Because they're like very unique to like the brand and it's something fresh. And I think if they hadn't like broken them up, I don't know, I think Bray could have gone a lot further than what he did.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it really hurt him. Like the fact that they broke the family up so early. And it was kind of weird because they broke it up around the same time as the Shield as well. So I would have thought maybe they would have kept one of them factions going. And I think with the Wyatt family, the sort of mysterious element, there's so much you can do with it.
Yeah.
And it's something that could have went on for quite a long time. So I was really surprised when they did break it up. But I think bringing it back is the right decision. So I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. As for Dean Ambrose and Reigns, I kind of get the feeling like they keep mentioning like how they're so close and that they're brothers. And it kind of gives me that feel like you get in WWE where people are so close that they're going to turn on each other at some point.
Do you think that'll happen tomorrow?
I don't know. I think it's been like that for a while. Like they've always been saying they've got each other's back. So I don't think it'll probably happen this early. I think it'll probably carry on for a while if it does go down that route. But I think we'll probably see like these tag team matches like for a while.
See, I think this is the problem. I think this, I can't remember if this match was on last time. It kind of feels like this match probably should have happened last month.
Yeah, I can't remember what the match was last month. It might have been like a singles match, and I'm sure like they come down to ringside or something.
Yeah, I think it wasn't Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns.
I'm sure it was, yeah. And then like that was when Luke Harper returned, so like Dean Ambrose had like come down to ringside to sort of protect Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's kind of got like that Raw feel about it as well. Like you could actually see this on Raw, and it won't be any different.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like that tag team match feel, like, and there's so many tag team matches on this card. Then I don't know, it kind of feels a bit like lackluster for me. At least the 6-man tags were like a little bit different, and more, pretty much no DQ. Where I just look at the card and I say tag team match, and I think tag team match doesn't sound great.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I don't know, it feels like there's nothing to win or lose with this one.
Yeah, there's nothing on the line either, so it could go either way. I don't know who I would go for. Maybe the Wyatt family.
Yeah, I kind of think we're going to see like the full family reunion as well.
That would be cool if they actually brought Rowan back at the pay-per-view and he kind of like helped them win the match.
I would have really liked to see like the Shield reunite, but I don't think the match is that important, so I think it'd be pretty silly.
I think it'd be a waste to like reunite it just now, but I would love to see them reunite like further down the line. Once like Seth's like lost the title and it's kind of like transitioned over like 2 new people.
Definitely agree. But yeah, there's something missing in it. It's a shame really because those matches like made the pay-per-views last year.
They did. There were like so many awesome matches, and I think that's what really propelled like the WWE to see what they did in Seth Rollins and then push him on.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that we're not getting like that, but I don't know, hopefully it's a good match and it kind of like shows similar elements to what we're seeing last year.
Fingers crossed.
Next match, speaking of tag team matches, we'll have
You,
another one.
you didn't even predict who you wanted to win. That shows how important the match was.
I did. I said the Wyatt family. I'm pretty sure I did.
You pretty much didn't, because you were just going to steal my prediction, but we're just going to say we both went with that one.
Of course, of course. Well, I'll make sure I give you my prediction first for this next one. We've got the Tag Team Championship on the line. We've got the Primetime Players, Los Matadors, the Lucha Dragons, and the New Day. So straight away, I'm going with the New Day.
It's not fair, because you know I like New Day.
Well, I knew you were going to go for it anyway.
See, that you've just admitted it yourself. You knew I was going to go for it, so that's like cheating.
That's totally not cheating. It's just a case of like the Primetime Players, as much as I like them. Again, I said this last month, they haven't really done anything. They've been on commentary again, and they've been in kind of like 4-person teams, like 4v4. So like, I haven't really had like the focus on them, which is what you want with the Tag Team Championships. And the New Day is still getting that big focus. And I don't know, I still want to see them become 2-time Tag Team Champions. I think there's more that they can do with the titles. But I do think there's a chance the Lucha Dragons could win it.
I kind of see where you're coming from. Like, I don't think New Day will win, but I'm going to predict them anyway. Lucha Dragons are kind of like, there's this like rivalry kind of going on between them and Primetime Players, so I kind of think they might steal it.
I think if they do win it, I think it will be kind of a steal. I don't know. Well, I'll just rule out Los Matadors anyway. Like, I don't see them win.
I think we can all agree on that one.
So I think it's going to be a case of Lucha Dragons on the New Day. I don't think the Primetime Players will return. But like you say, I think it'll probably be a steal if they do win it.
Yeah, the thing is, New Day, like I tweeted this the other day, they're acting like champions just without the belts.
Yeah, that really sums it up. Like, they have all the focus. It's as if they were the tag team champions.
Yeah, they've had mic time, they've had promos, and yet we've seen barely anything of the rest.
Exactly. So it feels like they're champions already. So just give them the belts.
And a pair of socks.
And a pair of New Day socks. Exactly. All right, let's get excited then for this next one, because we've got a singles match between Kevin Owens and Cesaro, and I think this is going to be an instant classic, especially with like everything we've seen from Owens and Cesaro over the last few months.
I definitely think this would probably be a massive contender for like the match of the year. I think we've got a lot of like greatness coming our way for that match.
Well, we've seen so many great matches this year, and a lot of them have kind of centered around Owens and Cesaro. So, like, putting these two together and having them finally face off, like, one-on-one, I just think this could be an absolute show stealer. It's going to be an amazing match, no matter who wins it. I mean, if I was to say who I thought would win, because Owens has lost, like, 2 high-profile matches to Cena recently, I kind of think he needs the win.
Definitely agree, yeah. I think Owens has been, like, shot in the foot for some reason, whatever it is. Apparently there's things going on backstage and whatnot, but I don't know. Definitely needs a win at this point. I think Cesaro could get away with not winning.
I think he could. Like, he's on such a good roll at the minute. It's like the best kind of push that he's been given, and he's really getting to show off his talents. He's really connecting with the crowd, and even though you wouldn't really want to see someone lose when they are doing that and they're getting pushed, I don't think it'll really hurt him in this one. And I kind of see them rematching anyway. So he's always got the chance to kind of do what Cena done and just get the win back. But either way, I think whichever way this goes, it's just going to be an awesome match, and I'm more looking forward to the match than caring about the result.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm kind of not bothered about the result at all. I just want to see them go at it. Kind of like when we first had Owens and Cena at the start. I just want to see them fight.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Owens and Cena match, that was so good, and like we didn't really care who was going to win it. And then when we did see Owens win, like that was a huge moment. But even just the match itself, it was so good. It didn't really matter about the outcome.
Yeah.
So I've just got like a ton of sirens going off in the background. This is like New York City, and it's just something's going down.
Bringing that in there once again, just to like brag.
Yeah, well, I had to drop it in there.
Maybe
I couldn't just ignore it when it's like going off behind us.
Maybe that's like the ambulance for Cesaro or something, because Kevin Owens is going to totally destroy him.
It could be his theme music. That's what it was playing.
Yeah.
So, are you going to go Owens, Cesaro?
I don't know which way. I think it's more logical to go with Owens on this one.
I would say so. I think he needs that win now because you don't want to bury him too much. Like all the losses that he's had, it all kind of depends what happens at NXT as well. Because I don't see him winning the title, but if he does, it's kind of a weird situation because he's on the main roster.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, that's the only thing about people from NXT coming up and still being on NXT.
It's weird, like having him on there. I thought after losing the rematch that he had at TakeOver in Japan, I thought that would be like him kind of done and dusted with NXT. But he's still kind of hanging around. He's got that rematch, and it makes us wonder kind of why they've done that. So,
it could be a great way to plug NXT. Maybe have like Finn Balor show up, like pause with the title or something if he does win, costing like Kevin Owens the match.
That would be a good way to do it. The only problem I have is like, if that happens and then Balor comes to the main roster, it's then a case of like the NXT champion again on the main roster, and we know he's going to then lose the title to like the next competitor. So it's sort of strange. I think I would have preferred it if they'd like just dropped Owens from NXT and kept him with the main roster.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree. I think they were in a rut with Kevin Owens, to be fair. They won't let him excel to like this main event spot, but they don't want him too far down either. He needs to like find his place.
Yeah, they kind of like, they were pushing him like so much when he first come up, and now they've kind of like held back a little. But like a couple of weeks ago when Cena was out injured, and they kind of put them with Seth Rollins, and we had like Rollins, Cesaro, and Owens, and we thought like maybe we could see that at SummerSlam and then throw Cena in the mix. That would have been absolutely awesome. But it maybe it's a sign of like things to come and we're like getting ahead of ourselves. But I would love to see like the four of them in the main event spot.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that in itself would be like one hell of a match.
So I think give Owens the win this time, and then maybe work towards that and just see how this push with Cesaro goes. If it keeps going the way it is, I don't think they can kind of ignore like how big he's getting, and it'll be kind of like that Daniel Bryan moment where they give in and they kind of push him into the main event, and hopefully that brings in Owens too, and we get like a big fatal four-way match. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we have to go with Owens on this one. It's not going to hurt Cesaro, so
let's go Owens then for this one. Next one, we'll have yet another tag team match. There's so many of them. We've got a celebrity coming in. We've got Stephen Amell, the star of the TV show Arrow. He's teaming up with the Red Arrow in Neville to take on Stardust and the Cosmic King, King Barrett.
You got it right this time.
I did. I've messed that up so far leading up to these predictions. But it's kind of weird because every time a celebrity comes in, like I always like think, oh no, we've got a celebrity on the card. It's just like taking up someone's spot, and it's kind of a waste. But like, it's hard to say that this time for two reasons. First being that this is like a 4-hour show, so there's already 10 matches on there. So it's not really taking up anyone's spot. And unlike some of the other celebrities that we've seen, like I'm a big fan of Arrow. So like seeing Stephen Amell and seeing that he's actually training and he's learning to wrestle for this match, I'm looking really forward to this.
He also dropped, like, didn't he drop like a dumbbell on his face or something?
I did hear something like that the other day. He had like a bit of an accident. So that doesn't like set us in like too much confidence for how he'll get on.
I thought he was going to be pulled out of the match, but then it turned out it was his jaw or something, so he should be alright.
He should be okay. Maybe just like stay away from like headbutts or something.
So are you like really hyped about this one? Because like you say you're a fan of Arrow. I've never really watched it, so like I don't understand it as such, but...
Well, I kind of am. I'm just like, because I'm like a big fan of Arrow, I think it'll be really cool if you like come out dressed as Arrow, and then Neville come out as like dressed as Arrow as well, but like in a red costume. Yeah,
I definitely. So, I think they'll miss out on it if they don't do that, especially with it being SummerSlam.
And like being SummerSlam, like you've just said, I think it's a chance to like go over the top with the entrances, kind of like WrestleMania, and just like make a big deal out of it. So I think it'd be really cool.
I definitely agree, but then I think, well, I did say prior to like the phone call that Barrett kind of looks like Shredder from Ninja Turtle.
He does though, doesn't he? Like you mentioned that before, and like it totally clicked in my head because I'd seen like the cape he was given by Stardust, and I thought like it looked a bit like his old kind of cape that he had. But then when you said Shredder, I was just like, oh my god, it so is. It's like totally Shredder.
He's kind of going to stick out like a sore thumb if he doesn't dress up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, you would have stuck out like sore thumb if you'd done what you wanted to. Because I wasn't going to mention this because I've like got an interview ready to upload. But when I asked him about his favorite superhero growing up, can you guess whose favorite superhero was?
Um, well, it's not going to be Shredder because he's not a superhero. Please say you didn't say Arrow.
He didn't say Arrow. It was like I think it was like CITV, like in the 90s, like on the channel CITV, like on ITV. But you went with Banana Man.
Oh, bloody hell, Banana Man, I remember that.
So he actually says, like, if it was up to him and he was dressed in his, like, superhero, he'd be coming out in a full-on Banana Man costume. How awesome would that be?
Yeah, I definitely his wrestling career is not going nowhere, so why doesn't he just come out with Banana Man?
I'm sure it would work. I'm sure I'd get a great reaction.
I'd love it.
That would be awesome.
So who do you actually see winning this?
Who do I see winning this? I think it's got to be the superheroes.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like an obvious one.
It should be like you said before. It's kind of the event where you send people home happy, and you kind of do that if the superheroes are getting beat by the villains. So it's got to be a win for them.
I'm kind of interested to see how much he actually involves himself in the match as well, because like, he's got this physicality towards him. So,
well, I think you will get really involved in it. I think you'll take people by surprise. Because like on Raw, when he like got attacked and then he jumped the barricade and hopped over like the top rope, like even the sort of takedown that he done on Stardust, like it showed like he's pretty athletic and he can like pull off quite a lot of stuff. So I think when it comes to actually wrestling, I think he's going to put on like a really good show.
I think that'll probably get the crowd going just to see like what he can pull off.
Yeah, and like you're probably not expecting it either. Like with celebrities. Like, you wouldn't expect them to, like, go in there and do, like, top rope moves and things. So, like, knowing that he's been training for it, I think it's going to take a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah, I definitely think it brings, like, a new side to the celebrity thing, because, like, they bring people in who don't have, like, this knowledge of wrestling and things, where he has, like, this knowledge, he has the physicality, so I don't know. Maybe it's, like, a new trend.
I hope it is. I hope it's kind of the way that they go with it. Like, it's so much better when they actually get involved in the matches. And like I say, like with Arrow being like a big show that's like got a load of followers, I think it's going to be great for like WWE as well because it gives them a load of publicity.
Definitely.
So I'm going to go with the superheroes. Are you going superheroes?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that one.
Cool. That one is done and dusted. Next up, we'll have Dolph Ziggler with Lana taking on Rusev and her replacement Summer Rae. So yeah, this one's kind of been like a wet fish, hasn't it?
Anyone would think you'd been watching the feud.
I have, unfortunately. It's gone from bad to worse, really. I mean, the last couple of weeks with Lana kind of standing up a little more, I think it's kind of improved it a little bit, and it's got Lana back to the more confident kind of woman that she used to be.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it when Dolph's about though, because she goes all like typical woman.
Yeah, she kind of changes like between the two. And when he's away, she will like stand up for herself more.
Yeah,
but when she's there, it's like, well, she can just get behind a man.
Although she did give Summer Rae like one hell of a heel kick.
It was, wasn't it?
Right in the smacker.
And would you like prefer to see that most from Lana? Do you think this should have really been a mixed tag match?
I'm kind of on the fence because I love Lana as a manager, but because of how the feud was going, it should have been a mixed tag match.
I think that's kind of like the inclination what I got that they were building to. And like having I become more physical as like the weeks have gone on, I thought that was what they were building to like doing, having actually wrestle our first match. But now that they've kind of announced this as a singles match, I still think we'll see them involved. Like the two of them like for example, like if someone tries to distract the ref, then Lana will then try and take her out. But I think it would have been much better if they'd actually just put her in the match. And you can kind of keep the focus on Rusev and Ziggler and have them do the majority of it. But then even just if Lana come in, like hit a finishing move and got a roll up or something like that, I think that would have worked.
Exactly, and Summer Rae's got like a background. She knows what she's doing, so she could have carried her if Lana can't keep her.
Yeah, exactly.
It just doesn't make an awful lot of sense. And it's kind of a shame because like, I was really, really into Rusev and like Lana in the feud, and then Lana went away, Dolph went away, and then I don't know. it's gone on for too long. It's kind of ruined both Rusev and Lana, and kind of Dolph in a sense as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's really kind of hurt the feud, like having Dolph off TV, especially for so long. It's just they've kind of had to rely on like other things and kind of comedy segments with like the Presence and Dog Ziggler. It's just been an awful way to try and like progress it while Ziggler's been off TV. It just makes us wonder why they kind of book superstars in these programs if they know they're going to like go away to do a film or something like that.
Yeah, so, it's kind of no wonder like Dolph wanted to quit a while ago as well, like if he's going to have to contend with things like this.
Yeah, but it makes you wonder what they said to him, because like if I was in creative meetings, like getting ready to like sign a new contract, and they're going to go, well, we're going to give you a big program. It's going to be with Rusev. We'll give you Lana. We'll bring in like a dog and a fish. It's just, why did you sign a new contract? You didn't sign a contract for this, surely.
You never know. It might be like one hell of a match. Maybe the dog might be like a special referee or anything. You never know.
I'm sure like the dog could totally get involved. It would be a great way to do it. It'll save the whole show.
There we go. That's what they'll do. So they'll pull a fish from out under the ring.
Yeah, like a secret weapon. Just like slap around with it.
And then it'll end in an ODQ.
Well, I don't know. That's probably the best I can hope for in this match. Who would you go with as a winner? Would you go Ziggler or Rusev?
I think this is the thing, because it is like SummerSlam, how we've said, and it's like every good guy gets the victory. I think it's definitely going to be Dolph.
I'll probably say that. They've been building it for so long. It's probably a case of like, if Dolph wins now, they can kind of just like draw a line under it.
Yeah, they can put it to rest.
Something different. Because I don't want to see this like return on Raw. If it drags on any longer, I think it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah, and it's only going to hurt. Like, I think Dolph could probably get away, but it's definitely hurting Rusev.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're in agreement. Yeah, I think we'll go Dolph Ziggler, and then that kind of takes one to another kind of tag team match. We've got a 3-team elimination match. So we've got Team Bella, Team BAD, and Team PCB. It's a lot of letters. So how do you see this going? This is like your forte. So what would you say is going to happen in this match? And what do you think of kind of the current Divas Revolution?
You mean like how they've stolen my name and everything and just keep going on about it?
Absolutely. And they haven't even given you an invite.
Yeah, they haven't even had the decency to tweet me or anything. Shocking.
They've brought me to SummerSlam. This revolution's going on, and they haven't even invited you.
We need like a little counter for every time like you rub this in.
Well, I think we're 3 so far, so maybe get a few in by then. Yeah,
I'm sure it's a lot more than 3. But I totally forgot Sasha Banks is defending her title against Bayley.
She is, yeah. She's doing that Saturday night at TakeOver.
So for all it's not going to make a massive impact in the tag match. I don't know, if Sasha is to lose, does that mean she's going to go into the tag match feeling a bit defeated and not as sassy as she usually is? I don't know. I can definitely say I don't think the Bellas will win. They've not won much, to be fair.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I think that's the reason why they're going to win. Because
the Bellas?
They haven't, yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
The other teams have like won so much like in the lead up to it. I think the Bellas will probably win on it, and then it sets Nikki up on a high. Because this next month is going to be like running like AJ's title reign and the 300-day target.
I think today it says there's 27 days left, or that's what was on SmackDown at least.
So it's getting really close. I think if Team Bella win this, then it puts Nikki on top of the world, and they can kind of focus on like her in the title reign for this next month. And if they just like sweep it under the carpet and they stick with these tag team matches,
they better not.
It's just going to be a complete waste if she does break that record.
I did kind of laugh, like, because in the promo on SmackDown they're on about like how Nikki's being the most dominant Divas champion, and it's funny because for the most part she hasn't even defended the title or had like a title feud. Yeah,
well, that's kind of the disappointing thing about her reign. She hasn't really defended the title anywhere near as much as AJ did. So it kind of feels a little cheap.
I think for me, like, I've got like a scenario in my head. If the Bellas were to win, I'd love Stephanie or something to come out, because we have had like multiple Divas matches and say, well, Team Bella's won. Now like see who's the best in Team Bella and put the title on the line. And like Nikki's like, oh well, one of you can lay down. And then I'd love Brie to like kick out or something.
That would be awesome to see that. I would love to see that. I think it's really cheap that the title is not being defended again. So
Yeah,
if they were to do something like that and give her like another Divas match on there with the title, like that scenario would be absolutely perfect. It kind of gets the dissension in the team as well.
exactly. And then there's talk of maybe bringing in the tag titles as well. So like you've got like the Bellas all disrupted and whatnot, and then you've got the added accessory of the tag team titles if they do bring them in.
I think that'd be a really cool way to do it. I think, especially if you bring in a tag team title match, a tag team championship, then it means that because we're getting two matches on Raw now, you can kind of split the storylines or even like have them
Exactly.
intertwine so that you're still getting the title defended, but you're also getting the tag titles defended.
It's kind of like a shame that if they are going to bring the titles in, why didn't they bring them in for this? Because it is like a bragging rights kind of thing with the teams, and this would have been the perfect opportunity to bring them back.
Yeah, it would have. It would have like really fit into this. I just don't know. The only kind of thing that kind of holds us back from it is if this is like a short-term thing with like the teams. But then again, you've got like so many superstars that make them up or divas that make them up. When they do split, it's going to be really hard to like fit them all in like around like the title picture and things.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of like triple threat and fatal four-ways.
I think that's the thing for all I've enjoyed it over the past few weeks. I am sick of seeing the same people over and over again.
It does kind of give you that feel, even though there's like quite a lot for each team. Like it is like the same people over again, and even though like the different matches and the wrestling each other, it's kind of like, yes, this is what I want to see. It's something different, but don't just like give us this all at once.
Yeah, definitely agree. Like I can't even remember the last time we've seen Natalia or Cameron.
Yeah, they've totally like disappeared from everything. There's like so much focus on these three teams. I think if they want to bring in like just a couple of other divas just to like go up against like Becky or Charlotte or even like the Bellas, then it just kind of keeps it fresh. You don't want to see like the same people in the same teams every single week. It kind of just devalues what we're leading to with like the tag team match.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck. They've done something really awesome, but now it's like, so one team's going to get this bragging rights, but then where do we go? Do like the teams disband or?
Well, I think maybe if they did bring in like the tag team championships, maybe they could give it to like the winning team.
I think that's what I would have done. I'd have announced it like the start of the pay-per-view.
It would have been good to have it like on the line in this match, and then like even if the Bellas were to win, like have Nikki as like the Divas champion, and then the tag team titles with like the other two members with Brie and Alicia. So like they've got all the gold, and then it's like how do they go about keeping that? And hopefully Nikki's reign ends pretty soon.
Yeah, I can't really see a future for PCB like that's been, for all it's an awesome group of wrestlers, the team itself's always been a bit mismatched. There was the whole name thing, and I can't see them sticking around, unlike Team BAD. I think those have got like a future.
Yeah, I think they'll stick around a lot longer. I think PCB are probably the team that'll be the first to split.
Definitely. I don't think there's like longevity with that one.
Yeah, I think so. I think if they were to split, I think Paige would turn out the heel and maybe turn on them, like to try and take the title.
Yeah, like maybe have that like veteran rookie thing going on.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool to say actually with Paige as like the heel. But again, it's just there's so many women like involved in this scenario. It's kind of hard to book like individual things and see where they would go going forward because there's like so many different alternates that they could go with.
Definitely. I think this is like one of the overall problems with the pay-per-view itself. They've got like these awesome matches and things, but there's nothing on the line, so there's like matches stuck in a rut, and what happens at SummerSlam like when the matches are over, I don't know. I can't decide.
So you say you can't decide them, but who would you go for in this tag team match?
I wasn't a massive fan of Sasha Banks, but I love her in Team BAD, so I'm going to go on those.
I'm going to agree partially. I'm going to say I'm a big fan of Sasha in Team BAD. I think they've been really good. And I thought they were just there to make up the numbers, but they've actually turned out to be a really good team. However, I'm going to go for the Bellas.
I'm speechless. I don't know why the hell you do that.
I don't know myself. I don't really have a particular reason. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bellas with this one. I think if it puts the like focus back on Team Bella and Nikki's reign, then at least it kind of puts like a bit more emphasis on Nikki and the championship, and then hopefully this next month leads into whatever happens in the lead up to 300 days in AJ's record, and hopefully I would say one of these other teams takes that title away from her.
Fingers crossed, because I'm sick of seeing her as Divas champion.
Absolutely, same here. So speaking of long title reigns, we've got Seth Rollins taking quite a long title reign now since WrestleMania. It's gone on for quite a while, and alongside that we've got John Cena, who's also had the title for quite a while, the US title. Both these championships are on the line, so if all goes to plan, someone is going to lose their championship and the other person is going to make history and become the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion and United States Champion at the very same time. So it's not actually the main event, which is kind of strange considering the title's on the line, but I don't really know who's going to walk out with the belts?
Sheamus.
Well, I think he could walk out with one belt. It kind of determines what his contract's all about.
But then again, what happens, right? If Sheamus cashes in while the match is still going on, does that mean both titles are on the line, or because Cena would still be defeated?
Well, it's kind of strange. I think that's why this might actually work. Like, if Sheamus cashes in, his contract is for the WWE Championship. So if he cashes in mid-match, if the ref counts a pinfall from Sheamus, then I would say he'd win the WWE Championship. But then it's a case of, does the match end or does it carry on? Could we then see Rollins get up and Cena take him out and retain his US title?
I can't decide. I think I'd like it to be vacated. I think there's enough people like Cesaro and Owens. I think there's a lot of people who could pick that up.
Well, that's the problem that I had like the other month. I thought it would have been a lot easier if they just dropped the title from Cena and give it to Cesaro and Owens, because we've said like in this, even in the last sort of prediction, you said that there's not a lot on the line or there's nothing on the line.
Yeah.
So if they'd give that title to Cesaro or Owens, then at least they'd have had something to fight for. Although, like, ironically, that is one of the matches that we said we don't care about the outcome. But a lot of the matches could have, like, done with, like, a title or something. So it's weird that they've put them both on the line in this match. But I don't know. How would you feel if Cena won it? Would you be devastated?
I'd be enthralled, obviously.
Obviously. Well, that would tie him with Ric Flair's record. So, yeah, I think it's inevitable we'll see that.
They keep bringing that up all the time recently. That's one thing I have noticed. Like, oh, it'll be his 16th and all this. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cena just pick it up.
Well, it's kind of strange because I don't see, like, the build to this being something that would be as memorable for having him tie that record.
Totally agree.
And then, like, the T-shirt they brought out where it said 15 times world champion, like, that just seemed like a dumb move to do because it kind of says, like, he's not winning it. But then, at the same time, you've got the argument of, well, if they brought that out to say that, it's kind of just done it on purpose to throw you off. And, like, with SummerSlam being, like, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, it is, like, a big moment that they could actually have him tie that record.
And you know how much they like to bring out new Cena T-shirts, so that could actually mean nothing.
Yeah, and like if you think about it, he changes it all the time. So like changing it a couple of weeks later won't make a difference. And it might be like one of them things where it becomes like maybe like a collector's item if it's only been out for a few weeks and people are like, oh, we should have bought that. So I don't know. It's a strange one. I think Rollins, I kind of really want to see him lose the title now because to me it's run its course, and I think there's maybe like a case of it's getting really stale now. I wish we'd seen like something between him and Triple H.
Yeah, they should have gone with that, and I have no idea why they didn't. I can't work that out for the life of me.
It's just like a missed opportunity. I think it would have worked really well. And there was like so many elements that they could have brought into it with like Rollins using the pedigree and like Triple H saying like, that's my move, like using my move to win the matches. You're ducking out of all these like title defenses. You want someone to help you out. It's not what a champion should be. And it's like, well, I was going to say it's not like what Triple H would have done, but he found loads of ways to get out of matches. So
they have brought that up as well. Like, you can see that Triple H doesn't fully support him, and then Cena was comparing, like, Rollins to Triple H and, like, how his entire career went and things. So I think we're still going to get that feud. Maybe that's what will happen at SummerSlam. Maybe Triple H will finally turn on him.
That would be kind of awesome if he'd done that. Like, I really liked that on Raw when Cena brought that up. I thought that was a really cool moment. And I think if that was done like a while ago, then that could have really led into Triple H and Seth Rollins in the championship match. So I kind of regret that didn't go with that. That would have been something I would really like to see. But
I think it's a little bit too late. I don't think I'd like hype as much if it did happen now.
Yeah, I think there is like a case for that where it gets too long and it's like, well, you've missed the opportunity now.
Yeah.
And being SummerSlam, it's like the biggest event of the summer that they keep billing it as. So if you want to do that match, you would want it to take place there. You wouldn't want to take it to the next event, which I'm not entirely sure what it is.
I think it's Night of Champions.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you could be right. So like that kind of match, Triple H and Rollins, but it kind of seems like a more big event match that would take place at SummerSlam. It doesn't kind of fit in with Night of Champions. The Cena and Rollins, I think, could have maybe waited for that.
I honestly can't make my mind up with this one. It's such a weird, especially like having those two titles on the line. I don't know what they do, because then like if Cena does win, what does he do? Does he drop the other title or?
I think it's going to be really, really hard to call this. Because I really do think something will happen with Sheamus.
I think Sheamus is the logical and probably the best outcome.
So, shall we say...
How do we predict this? Do we say, like, if Sheamus doesn't cash in, then this person will win?
Well, we'll go with, like, a cash-in first. So,
all right, then, yeah.
I think it'll be a cash-in. Do you think it'll be a cash-in?
Yeah, I think it'll be the right time to do it.
So if he cashes in, do you think he'll win it?
Yeah, definitely. He needs to.
Right. Well, I'll say the same thing. I think if he cashes in, I think you'll win it. So there's our first initial prediction. If he doesn't cash in, and it's the match that's advertised, you go John Cena or would you go Seth Rollins?
Yeah, I'll go bloody John Cena. He wins everything else, though.
Oh, I'm on the fence here. I think I might go Seth Rollins, but I don't want Seth Rollins. So I'm really hoping it's the first prediction with Sheamus that comes through.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. It's like, I don't want either of them to win.
We'll just cancel the match, just throw it out.
Yeah, like, well, you were there, you can just, like, get into the ring and say, well, the match is on.
Yeah, I'll just do something. I'll just, like, cause a match to end. I'll steal, like, Sheamus's money in the bank and I'll cash in myself.
There you go, sorted. SummerSlam, it'll be memorable.
It will, that'll make it memorable. I'll probably hear a few more sirens straight after it.
It'll be worth it, you're alright.
It should be. That's what we want, a memorable event.
And you'll get to see it all on the network.
Absolutely, for $9.99. So, speaking of memorable, we'll have one of the most memorable moments that happened in recent wrestling history with The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, when Brock defeated The Streak in something that shocked the entire world. And strangely, a year and a half or so later, instead of at WrestleMania, The Undertaker has decided that he now wants some revenge. So we're getting Brock Lesnar against The Undertaker in the rematch that is being billed as too big for WrestleMania, which I can't really understand, considering it's the biggest event of them all, and that's how they always bill it. So for some reason, we're getting this at SummerSlam, and it kind of says to me, if this is taking place at SummerSlam, the reason for that is Brock Lesnar might win this, and they don't want Undertaker to lose a second time at WrestleMania. Do you agree, or do you think Undertaker could get his retribution this time?
I don't know. Like, I think this one could easily, definitely go both ways. Although for some reason, I don't know what the hell it is, I can't see Undertaker winning this one.
See, my problem is, like, Undertaker has got the upper hand, like, so far, and pretty much all, like, the brawls that they've had. Well, like, when he first, like, appeared, like, with the cheap shot, he took out Brock then, and then he done the same on Raw this week. So you would expect Brock to kind of, like, come back from that and maybe win the match. But at the same time, The Undertaker, if he gets beat again, especially in the same kind of fashion as against Brock at WrestleMania, it's like, well, what next for The Undertaker?
Yeah, I think they're both kind of like stuck in that thing, like what next for? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a clean finish purely because of that.
I might actually change my prediction here. I might go Undertaker, and then it kind of sets them up for a third match, which might take place at WrestleMania.
You think there's going to be a rematch at WrestleMania?
Possibly. I think if Undertaker wins it, it kind of ties them at 1-1. So maybe they would then want to see like who is like the better of the two.
I can't decide. I don't know if I'd want to see it a third time.
I think it all depends on this match because like how it is wrestled. Like if it's the same thing as WrestleMania, then I don't know if I kind of really want to see that again. It was cool to see it the first time with Brock like totally dominating.
Totally.
But if it's just a case of the same thing and Undertaker gets worn out within the first few minutes, then it's kind of going to kill it. I would prefer to see it like a much slower match, even if it does like turn into a brawl. Like as long as it's a bit more even.
Yeah, I think for the most part it probably will be a brawl. I think Undertaker would probably work better with a brawl.
I think so. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Maybe even if they like bring this in as like a no DQ match.
I'm surprised they haven't. I thought that's like where we were going to go.
It would be pretty cool if they did. And like considering the brawl and everything that they had, it kind of fits in with it. So I don't really see it being like a classic wrestling match. It's not going to be like Owens and Cesaro at all. It's going to be a completely different kind of match. I think it'll probably be a case of Lesnar dominating and then, I don't know, maybe like Undertaker somehow coming back and winning it. Maybe like another cheap shot, and again then Paul Heyman can like call him out on all these cheap shots, and that's what he needs to win.
Do you think Kane's going to return?
He could do. That might be a good way to do it, because was it Brock that took out Kane?
Yeah, like he took out his ankle or whatever it was, his leg.
Because they did like make a like big thing of calling like Kane the Undertaker's baby brother. So even if like Undertaker was to maybe win this match and then go off TV, it means Brock and Kane might then do something.
God, it's such like a tough one, like for one that's got like a real hype about it. I think this is kind of the opposite of WrestleMania. Like everyone thought, oh God, Brock's gonna lose. This time around, like it's anyone's game.
It is. It could go either way, and like with it not being WrestleMania and with there not being a streak on the line, like a lot of the matches were said, there isn't anything on the line, so it could go either way. There's nothing to really say that it is going to go a certain way, and I think that is one of the interesting things about it. But it's just so hard to call. Like the whole match card, like we've been going through it, and there's not many matches where we're like set in stone going a certain way.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I honestly can't call this one. It's too tough. Can we not have like a cash in for this one instead?
And just have Sheamus cash in on this.
Yeah, like he just wants like the opportunity to be great.
Wait, I don't know if that'll work too well, but it'll get him in the main event. That's one thing.
What are you going to go for first? I'll ask you.
Well, I said Brock Lesnar, and then I said Taker, so I have to kind of commit to one of them.
Do you think it could end in like a draw?
It could do. Like, if it breaks down into a brawl like they had, then that could be a possibility.
That'd be insane if, like, it turned out into a proper brawl and then the whole locker room has to come out and that's how it ends. I don't know.
It's just like being SummerSlam. Like, I would expect this to be, like, the, like, main, like, match. Where if it's a brawl or something, you would expect it to carry on to something. And if it was to carry on to WrestleMania, I could get that. But it doesn't really write the Undertaker off TV unless he gets like really, really badly beaten up by Brock.
People did talk about Sting as well. Is that something you think might happen as well? Or?
I don't know. Maybe like Sting would be an interesting choice if it then leads to like a match with the Undertaker. But I don't know if he would like get involved in the match. It's not really Sting.
And it's funny as well because that's when Sting debuted, like in WWE last year, wasn't it? SummerSlam, I'm sure it was. It
It might have been actually. Now you say that. Um, I don't know. I don't know if he would get involved in this match, but if he did, I think like everyone would be excited to see where it leads.
I kind of don't want to, I think.
You don't want Sting involved?
No, I don't think I do. I know, like, Delzinski's been pushing it for, like, God knows how long.
I think he's just desperate to see Sting and Undertaker at WrestleMania. You like book anything, like anything that involves one or two, you can like put Sting in and it'll somehow lead to a WrestleMania match.
I honestly don't know how like you finish this. Like, it's not even like, say like if they both put their arm over each other and the referee counted. I don't know.
I'm gonna go Undertaker. Like, one of the things that we've said throughout these predictions is they're gonna send the crowd home happy. And even though the Undertaker, like, he's wrestled kind of as a heel with these low blows, then I still think Undertaker win will kind of be that happy SummerSlam moment to end on.
Yeah, I think I originally thought Undertaker. I think I'm going to just go with Undertaker, just so like I'm not sat here all night.
Stick to your gut feeling. That's the best.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll go Undertaker on this one. So that is all 10 matches. It is a long card. It's going to be a long 4 hours and the pre-show.
I wouldn't be surprised if like we get another filler match somewhere. I'm not sure what the hell it'd be.
They'll probably put another filler in there. I'm sure like that'll be a record, like 11 matches on a pay-per-view. That'd be insane.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. It'd be some like stupid match with say Adam Rose or something.
We'll get something. It's bound to be. They'll just pass the time because there's plenty of time to pass.
Although don't they like to get like a musical act going?
Well, that's the thing. They could get some music in there as well. I'm sure there'll be like a few. We've got celebrities there. There'll be musicians, like all kinds of things going on.
We've got the host as well, which we totally forgot about. So surely something there will kick off.
That's a good point. Is it Jon Stewart, the host?
Yeah, I'm not really sure who he is, but he has a show, or he did have.
Well, he done the Daily Show in the US.
That's the one.
So he's a big name. It's strange to see him like hosting SummerSlam. I don't know how it'll go.
He had a feud as well with Seth Rollins on Twitter or something, so you never know, maybe he'll cost him the match.
Yeah, that could be interesting if he gets involved in that. But I don't know. It's always strange when they have like a guest host, and like especially for like a pay-per-view like SummerSlam. I'm not entirely sure how it'll work.
Yeah,
but it'll be interesting to see it.
Especially when it's not a wrestler as well, like The Rock or someone. I think they should have gone with Stone Cold to link into 2K, but that's just me.
Yeah, Stone Cold would have been awesome. Like, he's like been doing loads of work with 2K around SummerSlam. So if he was to like show up at the event, even if it was just like come out and promote something, that would be like an absolutely iconic moment.
Just done a Brock Lesnar, there you go. There's your end.
Well, there we go. We'll have Stone Cold come out, cost Lesnar the match, and then WrestleMania in Texas, Lesnar against Austin.
Oh, that'd be one hell of a match.
That would be amazing.
There we go, sorted there. That was easy.
There we go. We've got it sorted. We've got it done. We've even booked WrestleMania, so it couldn't have gone any better.
I'll expect my like royalties in the post.
Absolutely. They'll be paying you for this, and then they'll give you a part in the Revolution.
Yeah, I'll get onto them. You're like the one in New York, not me.
I'll have some words with them. If I see Steph walking around, I'll grab her aside. I'll be like, look, you've got to get Elle out here.
Exactly.
She started the revolution. Let her end the revolution.
You just tell her I'll take her to court, otherwise if like she doesn't sort herself out.
Yeah, I'll tell her like she can be all worried about all these legal issues. I'm going to take her and just like leave her dry.
So if I'm not on the next pay-per-view like predictions, I'm probably in prison for like trying to sue WWE.
Yeah, that's how it'll go. I'm sure there'll be like a load of backhanders and you won't stand a chance. You just need a match with her. Get Steph back in the ring.
There you go, there's WrestleMania started as well. Thank you.
They'll go with 2 main event matches right there. So that pretty much wraps up our predictions. Is there anything else that you want to promote?
We've got some Tomb Raider again next week, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I don't know about you.
I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's been an awesome game. It's free on PlayStation Plus if anyone wants to download it while it's still up. It should be up all this month and that'll change next. But being like a multiplayer game, it's strange that you actually get them on PlayStation Plus. They only come around once in a while. So definitely download that and give it a go. It's been awesome. Aside from some tombs with puzzles, which can be a little complicated.
Yeah, which some people need to check Google for, apparently.
Yeah, some people need to check Google. Don't know who they are.
Awful.
But with us, like I'm sure, like we've got the brain power to get through it. So I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of it. It should be really cool. It's been great so far, and it's something different. So it's like always good to like just try something different in a while. So if you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest you check that out.
And we've got our Minecraft build battle sessions as well.
We have indeed. We've been doing a few build battles. So
which you're also brilliant at playing, apparently.
Well, I had a feeling you were going to point that out. So I tried them out before. I got Elle involved and showed her the ropes, and then all of a sudden she's building amazing things. She's getting higher ratings than me. I don't even think I've placed. I think the only time I've like placed in the top 3 is when we've done a team build battle and we'll work together.
Yeah.
So that was probably all down to you as well.
As well, I've got my Through the Years as well, which will be out over SummerSlam, so that's worth checking out, especially if you're a Divas fan.
And also Divas Career Mode, you still doing that as well?
Yeah, the 50th episode's coming soon, so hopefully that'll be worth checking out.
That is a load of content. You've really been working hard.
Well, some of us have to. Some of us can't be in New York just chilling around in the sun, meeting celebrities and whatnot.
Well, that is the lifestyle, isn't it? It's like Hollywood SmackTalks now.
God, you're not going to go like all Messiah.
Well, I've always been awesome, haven't I?
Awful. Maybe
I don't know about that.
Maybe you'll like be the judge on Tough Enough.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all going to be big and better things from now on.
Oh, totally.
So from me in New York, you can kind of expect a few things. We've got interview with Wade Barrett, so look forward to that and lots of Banana Man talk. And then also, I got a chance to play the game. So I played it for around 4 to 5 hours last night. It's pretty good, but I can't actually speak about it yet. I can speak about it from Monday night, but being in the US, I won't get back till Tuesday night. So I'm going to try and put together a few things over the weekend. And then hopefully if I can, I'll upload them. Otherwise, I'll be spilling all the details probably come Wednesday. So make sure to look out for that.
I'm sure it'll be definitely worth waiting for.
It will be. There's loads of details in there. And I think I was one of the people that played it the most. So I've tried out every possible thing I can. Because I knew people would be asking us little questions. So unlike a lot of the journalists I'll put out like a sort of general article where it covers what's in sort of the demo build and the wrestlers available, I'll be going full into details, so you can expect lots of details on all the little things and hopefully a few exclusive things that nobody else has mentioned.
Hopefully you'll spill like the gossip after we end this.
Well, I've had to sign a load of things, so I don't even think I'll risk it. You'll have to wait till Wednesday and see what there is. Cool. So that wraps up our predictions. Guys, let us know what you think of our predictions and your predictions for the event in the comments. And if you want to submit predictions for the show, you can submit them at smarttalks.org/predictions.
I'll be in the top 3 again.
Yeah, so you can see if you can actually top L. And I don't know, hopefully this time I can just make it somewhere near the top. I really need it. It's not going well these last few months. I've really let the side down, so hopefully I can put it back this time. There's only 10 matches to get right, so I'm sure I'll get at least a few right.
Well, you did copy off me for some of them, so there's a little bit of a chance.
Well, maybe. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can get in that top 3. So, guys, let us know your predictions in the comments. Enjoy the show, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Bye.